Good morning and welcome to Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening Sunday morning service. I'm Reverend Christy Snow, and it is so wonderful to be back with you again after being away since Christmas. So I want to start us off this morning with some thank yous. It has been a wonderful, amazing, really, opportunity to watch our community help one another. So right out of the gate, we had Lisa Lee Morgan with our online service that first Sunday, and Liz Billups doing a whole ritual around releasing and embracing to start off our new year. We've had musicians step up. We've had speakers. Amy Steinberg took the torch and ran with it for 3 weeks in a row, and we asked her to when the board asked her to, and then that takes me to the board. Thank you for stepping up, making all the decisions and all the plans and preparations in my absence, and the volunteers and the readers, and just on and on and on. And I'd be remiss if I didn't give a huge thank you to my wife Angie, who always goes above and beyond. But this was an amazing time to watch her shine and lift one another, the community up even more than normal. So just, if I forgot anyone, just, give me some grace. But there were so many people that really stepped up and helped us tremendously during this time. I'll tell you more about where I've been in a few minutes when I share the message. But one of the things that always gets me through a challenging time is music. And some of the music that was comforting to me, besides, Laura Berman and Amy Steinberg, and so there's too many to mention. But two songs kept playing through my mind, and that was a Karen Drucker song and a Bob Simon song. So I've asked them both to contribute music this morning. I'm still getting back to my energy level, getting my energy level back to 100%. It's not quite there yet, so I'm going to let other people do the music this morning, and I'm just going to share prayers and message with you. So I've asked Karen Drucker to share some music, and she's actually going to share music and a message in just a couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. And I've asked Bob Simon if we could share one of his songs this morning. So we're going to kick it right off with some music by Karen Drucker.
Good morning, Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening. You are welcome here. 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 Our arms are wide open. There's room for everyone. Wherever you're going, wherever you're from, you are home. You are welcome here. 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 Whatever you've been through, you found us somehow. Wherever you are on your journey now, you are home. You are welcome here. 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 You are welcome. You can keep singing that, or other people can go. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome. Everyone is welcome. You are welcome here. You are welcome here. You are welcome. Everyone is welcome. You are welcome here. 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 I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I'm more loving every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. Actually, everyone do that. Put your hand over your heart and just open it wide. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let Spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free. As I continue walking in this mystery, I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I am kinder every moment, every day. Now there may be walls and there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose. I'll say that line again because it's kind of important. I can choose, and I bet Christy's probably going to talk about this in her talk. I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. Sing with me. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. For every step I take is taken in pure faith. And I'm more loving every moment, every day. And I'm more loving every moment, every day. And I'm present. And I am present every moment, every day. I will surrender. I will surrender every moment, every day. And I am open and available every day. And I am open to the possibilities. I am open to the possibility. I am open to the possibility of a life that is meant to be lived by me. Sing that with me one more time. And I am open to the possibility. I am open to the possibility of a life that is meant to be lived by me. Take it away, Christy.
I surrender. I fall into that space within where I feel and recognize and know beyond a shadow of a doubt that I'm held by the hands of grace. I'm willing to surrender to my highest, greatest good. So I speak this word this morning in complete and total surrender into that divine presence within me that lives through me, moves through me, breathes through me, expresses as me, and connects me to all of life. I am one with the infinite power and presence of the divine. And I surrender to it. I allow this to be my guiding force, this to be what shines the light and leads my way. And in so doing, I open myself to infinite possibilities for love to express, for life to blossom. And so I speak this word this morning, knowing for each of us a deeper level, a deeper willingness to surrender into, not outside of, but into that power and presence that has never left us, never forsakes us, is always with us. I surrender. I am willing. I am open to my greatest, highest good. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is.
I am open to the possibility. I am open to the possibility of a life that is meant to be lived by me. I am open. I am open.
Good morning. My name is Rita, and today I'm sharing with you the reading from today's Science of Mind magazine. It's entitled Love Enhances. There's no bad consequence to loving fully with all your heart. You always gain by giving love. Reese Witherspoon. Love's essence lies in its own givingness, and naught is whole without this blessedness. Ernest Holmes. Love is the great surrender where instead of leaving you empty, it fills your soul. Mother Teresa said, "Spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving happier." The universal flame of love consumes fear, melts away the prison bars of apprehension, and sets the soul soaring. No reason is required to become loving. It's just what your heart yearns for. That which it cannot describe, the ineffable touch of love. Love becomes you when you become love. Love graces everything it touches. One of the crazy things about love is it will interpret itself to you only when you love. In the generous giving of love, you go deep into being a receiver of love. Spirit's life force will flow into you, through you, and out into your relationships. Recognizing the divine in those around you lifts the level of your consciousness, making you a love distributor. Every action you take, motivated by the pulse of a fully loving heart, brings the rich blessings of love in amazing ways. Love realizes itself in others and delights in the revelation of the dance of oneness. The affirmation today: I love fully with all my heart and all my soul. Have a wonderful day. Be kind to yourself and to others.
When you're losing your way, when it's too much to take, when your will is broken, I'm here. I can be your shelter, be your safe place to land. When your heart feels empty, I'm here. I have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us, and love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. if the future's unknown and the path's overgrown, I will cradle your soul. Don't fear. Don't fear. Though you don't have the answers, may not know where to go, but what you need is inside you. Just trust, and you'll know. You'll know. I have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us, and love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. I'm your light in the storm. I'm your call to come home. I'm your beacon of hope. You can count on me. You can count on me. I have enough love for both of us. I know it's gonna be okay. I have enough love for both of us, and love always finds a way. Love always finds a way. I know it's gonna be okay. Love always finds a way. I know it's gonna be okay. Love always finds a way. Love will always find a way. Love always finds a way. It's gonna be okay. Love always finds a way. Hold my hand, it's gonna be okay. Love always finds a way. It's gonna be okay. Love will always find a way. Love always finds a way. Yeah, it's gonna be okay. Love always finds a way. It's gonna be okay. I know it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I know. Love will always find a way.
Thank you, Rita, for the reading today, and that beautiful song, Karen, Amy, Gary. I appreciate that so much. Love will find a way. And then Rita talking about love. Love, love, love. But love doesn't find a way to us unless it finds a way through us. We have to be open to be that vessel for us to feel that connection that is love's presence. Open, open, open. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about my Christmas present. December 26th, I woke up not really sure what my name was. COVID hit me harder than I expected it would, having a couple of my vaccinations under my belt. And I was kind of wishing I was like my sister-in-law who had the booster and only had a headache. But anyway, a headache was not all I had. I really had a full-blown experience of COVID and avoided the hospital, thank God. But it was a really rough time. I'm still getting back my energy, and it went into pneumonia and the whole bit. So being open, right? You think, oh, that sounds so good. Yes, let's do that. Let's be open to life. Let's be open. And then when something like that comes that is scary, and you feel terrible. Like you want to close off and you want to protect. And then you want, for me anyway, to just push through. Let's just push through this. I've always pushed through my whole life, just like, I remember playing a basketball game in college with 102 temperature. I was so sick, and I still was out there running up and down the court, because just what you do, you push through, right? I remember when the horse accident happened in 2006, I think. A horse literally fell on me, tore ligaments across my back. I was in excruciating pain, and yet I was pushing through to sit at my desk and do the church newsletter. Like crazy things, if I think back. All the times when I've thought, this is what you do. You just push, push, push. Well, pushing is not open. Pushing is defensive, protected. I'm going to take this on. Interesting thing about my particular experience with COVID and pneumonia that I've been experiencing is that it doesn't work anymore. In this arena, I can't push. I had to call a coaching client, my first one back in the arena of regular work. I had to call 2 hours before our appointment and say, I'm crashing. I can't do this, right? So interesting to be at a place where in your life where you just figure you can just call on those old skills of overriding the body and just pushing. And this particular experience for me has not allowed me to do that. And yet, what a blessing. Because I've always said, wouldn't it be great if we ate when we were hungry, we slept when we were tired, and we work when we're inspired? And yet, I, for one, always place so many demands on myself and let other people place their demands on me that I don't give myself that luxury. And one of the benefits to what I've been through is honestly the fact that that's what I'm doing. I'm working when I'm inspired to do, when I'm clear-headed and energetic enough to do so and inspired to do so. I'm sleeping when I'm crashing. I am eating when I'm hungry. And yet, that's a great way to live. And that helps us to be in that space that's open, that place of open-hearted awareness. So guess what I got for myself in the mail 2 days before I got COVID? Maybe 3. Right there, right before I got COVID. Pema Chodron's new book, Welcome the Unwelcome. Are you kidding me right now? Welcome the Unwelcome was what was on my table beside my reading table. There we go. What was on my reading table? Welcome the Unwelcome. The humor was not lost on me. And so Pema Chodron talks about the goal being to live from bodhicitta, the open heart, the awakened heart. But we can't do that if we're constantly pushing through. We're constantly overriding the heart, saying, shh, be quiet. I'll do that later. Our heart is also where our intuition resides. And how often do we push it aside to do all the things that we think we have to be doing in that moment, when really we're pushing away our open heart, our awakened heart. The awakened heart is living from love. It's living to help others. It's living in recognition of our connection to everything. And it's also trusting in what Pema Chodron's teacher, Rinpoche, called our own basic goodness. Actually, that's what she calls it, our own basic goodness. He called it our unstoppable brilliance. To live from our unstoppable brilliance is to live from an open heart, not a pushing through, posturing heart, but an open heart, a willing heart, a surrendered heart. And to do that, we have to take time to stop and fully experience what is happening. So I'm hearing myself, I'm hearing Pema, I'm reading this book. And not in the first few days of COVID, because I wasn't doing anything but just feeling terrible. But I'm reading as often as I can. I'm coming back to this book through this experience, and she's talking about fully experience what's happening. And I'm like, are you kidding? I don't want to fully experience this. I want it to go away. But if we practice this, fully experiencing what's happening, stopping, opening, being willing to fully experience what's happening, the more we practice that, the less overwhelming and all-consuming things become. So, as I mentioned earlier, there were a couple of songs that just kept coming. And one of them, I would lay and hear myself, I hear it singing, hear it playing in my head, and I'd hear myself singing along to that precious song that Bob Sima and his wife sing, Shannon. No mud, no lotus. You know, if a plant could be aware, I wonder if the lotus could actually have gratitude for that icky, sticky, yucky, dirty, gross mud that is required for it to push through and be such an exquisitely beautiful blossoming flower. We are that unstoppable brilliance of the beautifully exquisite blossoming flower. And are we grateful for our mud? Are we grateful for the icky, sticky, yucky, gross, dirty, COVID? Are we grateful? Not really sure I'm to the grateful for COVID part yet, but I'm grateful for the gifts that I am finding because I'm choosing to look for them. So therefore, I guess I'm grateful for the experience. I don't know about it, if I could say I'm grateful yet fully. I'm just being honest. It was rough. But I am grateful for the gifts, and I'm grateful for my ability and my willingness and my choice to look, to find the blessing in the mud, the blessing in that. And in the song it says, what broke you also awoke you. What broke you also awoke you. And it kept awakening me to the truth that I've always stood by since I came into this New Thought teaching, this life-affirming teaching. And that is something I still stand by today, and that is that life is for me. This too, somehow, is for me, and therefore I will embrace it and be fully present with it. What broke you also awoke you. So this too is good, this too is God, and I will embrace it, because otherwise you start going into the fear of the future or the regret of the past. You start going into worry. You start going into repetitive thinking that's not in your best interest. Pema talks about that in the book as well. She talks about how the grooves in our brains deepen with each repetitive thought and form habitual patterns. We know this, right? We teach this in Science of Mind. And those patterns have attitudes, and they have the way that we choose to look at and move through life. So it's important that we interrupt the processes that we can sometimes get into and escalate our own suffering. These habitual behaviors of living in the fear of the future or the regret of the past, being in that state of aversion or desire, she talks about in the book, being constantly, we seem to, if we're not mindful, be in a state of aversion or desire. And that's a polarization. When we do that, we're engaging in polarization. When we are for or against, there's a lack of openness. And when we have that lack of openness, you see, we're in survival. We're in survival. We are all about the run, fight, hide. We're not in a state that is even possible to grow, to create, to regenerate. So I was reading this and I was thinking about it, and I was like, okay, don't resist. Be in this experience. Don't resist. Be in this experience. And what helped me was practicing the no. Practicing the no can replace the aversion or the desire. And what I mean by the no is that mental equivalent of how I choose to see from the inside out, regardless of circumstances. It's a practice being in that mental equivalent. So here I was about a week into COVID, and then I hear this banging around in the kitchen, pots and pans, and things are going off and timers, and I stumble into the kitchen, and I'm like, honey, what you doing? She says, it's coming, babe. I got to prepare. She was getting sick, and she felt it coming on. And she started making soups and teas, and she had food for us for the next 10 days. We had stuff in the fridge, and she right after that, she got sick and had prepared all this food for both of us. So here we were, both of us really sick, and she posted this picture on Facebook of us laughing. Of course, everybody thought, oh, yay, they're already better. That's great. Look at them. They're out laughing. That was actually from Thanksgiving. It was a picture, but we chose that picture not because we were laughing at COVID. It was not a laughing matter. We chose that picture because in that moment, in that picture, we were laughing. We were in love. We still are. We always are. We were in love. We were laughing. We were happy. We were healthy. We were in our joy. And we wanted, as we shared the news that now we both had COVID and we were asking for people's love and support and prayers, we wanted people to see us that way. Because we were also choosing to see ourselves that way. That's what we mean by a mental equivalent. That's practicing the know, that regardless of the circumstances taking place, there's that part within me that's never been tarnished, never been disturbed, never, ever diminished. And that is the divine moving through me. And that this too shall pass. So our laughing picture was intentional, because we wanted to feel that energetic experience. At first, Angie pulls out the camera and says, we need to take a picture and show people we're okay. And she took the picture and I went, that's not going to do it. They're going to be over here knocking on our door trying to take us to the hospital if you post that picture. Don't do that. We want them to see us healthy, because we want to see ourselves healthy and happy and laughing. Abort that other picture. Well, that was bad. So here's another thought from the book. Pamela Chodron says, we spend so much of our time in a cage created by our own fear of discomfort. Fear of discomfort. Y'all, I'm not going to lie. I had a little bit of fear of discomfort. I was like, okay, I'm trying to be fully with this and stop and be fully present with this, but just don't let me lose my taste and smell. That would be terrible. And some people don't get it back. And interrupt the habitual fear behavior pattern that was about to set in, and move over to embrace this, be with this. But I had that fear I was going to lose my taste and my smell. And I did. But it turned out to also be a blessing out of the icky, sticky, yucky, dirty mud. Because I'm sitting there sipping my tea one day, and Angie says, how's your tea? And I said, it's fine, I guess. I can't taste anything. I think she was testing me to see. She said, wow, you really can't, can you? I'm like, nope. What kind is this anyway? She said, raw garlic and hot water. I was drinking raw garlic and hot water. And yet, one of the most beneficial things you can do is eat raw garlic when you're sick like that. So here I am, because of something I feared, I fully embraced it. Here I was in it. What else are you going to do, right? It's gone, the taste and the smell. So I was just being with it. And there again was another gift. The gift of being able to eat this revitalizing, regenerating, this good for you raw garlic without even knowing. So sometimes you got to dig for these blessings. But I was digging. I was looking for them. I'm like, okay, there's another blessing. There you go. Another blessing from the icky, sticky, yucky mud. I'm not going to hate the mud. I'm going to trust the lotus. I'm not going to hate the mud. I'm going to trust the lotus. And then, so often we live in a cage created by the fear of our own discomfort. I thought, just not the pneumonia. I don't want to get the pneumonia. So I started thinking about the pneumonia. And I don't know if, I thought about it too much and therefore aligned with it. Or, sometimes things you don't have to be so cut and dry. Oh, she thought about pneumonia, so she got pneumonia. That's not always the case, although it could have been. But what I know is I was in that space of wanting to again resist. And I thought, no, it's okay. It'll just be another opportunity to love myself deeper, to love myself more. Because that pneumonia is what took me to that next step of, I can't push through. I can't. If I do, I can't breathe. And if I can't breathe, I have to sit down. And so being with the things that scare you, being with the things that are uncomfortable, the things that are unwelcome, welcoming that. And so I'm reading this book and I'm thinking about the fact that just before I got sick, I had a spread ready to welcome people I loved into the home and have this big meal. And canceled it because found out that I had been exposed, and the next day knew that I had it. So, but when I was welcoming people, I did all this work, right? I was excited. I was open. So if I'm welcoming the unwelcome, then that invites me to be excited about what growth is going to come out of this too. That invites me to be open and loving and not polarized and separate. I'm sure there's going to be lots of talks and lots of blessings out of this book, Welcome the Unwelcome. I'm going to read some of it for you in just a minute. I'm sure that the insights from my COVID experience are going to continue to come. But I think one of the biggest blessings so far for me is, how committed am I really? Or let's say this, how committed was I really, to my own self-care, because I can promise you, I thought I was, but now that game is up. That game has stepped up. I've leveled up on my self-care game because it's important. And I've also leveled up on the ways that we polarize even within our own selves by being in a state of aversion or desire. Just be. What are you running from? What are you afraid of? You are one with the divine. You're one with the energy of the entire universe that created you, is moving through you, and is always expressing for you. So where are you running? What are you afraid of? Be still and know that I am God. Be still. This polarization comes in many forms. It also comes when we judge. When we judge others and separate ourselves from them. So I often invite people to ask yourself, what within me is also like that person that I judge? What within me, where am I being short with someone? Where am I being intolerant? Where am I being whatever it is that I'm not liking in that other person? And then forgive yourself for being that beautiful Course in Miracles quote, I forgive myself for seeing you as anything less than a beloved child of God. We are invited to sit in the middle of what's going on without concepts, without labels, without judgments or blame, and create a space of emptiness, a space of welcome. So a few steps that helped me during this process to welcome the unwelcome and keep my heart open, live from an awakened heart, would be to, first of all, welcome everything by being present and open. I did that through gratitude. I was looking everywhere I could look. Oh, I'm so grateful I can't taste or smell because now I can drink raw garlic and get better sooner. I was looking for gratitude everywhere I could find it. I was clawing through the sticky, yucky, dirty, gross mud to find that lotus. I was looking for that gratitude, constantly stalking it to find it. I used it with laughter. Y'all, I watched The Golden Girls. I watched Andy Griffith. I Love Lucy. Anything that used to make me laugh when I was growing up, my whole life, right? I was pulling it out. Friends. I was watching Seinfeld. Everything I could think of. I was going through all these sitcoms because laughter is healing. So I was keeping that heart open. I was welcoming the unwelcome with laughter, with gratitude, with support. Thank you for the texts, the calls, the prayers, the messages, the soups, the care packages, the visits, all of it. Thank you. I did it through welcoming that support, saying, yes, bring it on. I don't have to handle this by myself. Welcoming people taking charge of the community and taking care of our beloved community. Thank you. I did it by cultivating that emptiness. That emptiness is not a bad thing. It's not a loss. It's a space, creating space to be open. I did it through trusting that unstoppable brilliance Rinpoche called our own basic goodness. Unstoppable brilliance. Trusting in that. I did it by moving from aversion and desire into knowing and trusting and making time to experience that mental equivalent. Y'all, I went to sleep every night with my Angie got me this little headband thing that has a headset. And I went to sleep every night with different healing vibrations, different meditations, constantly programming my subconscious mind to be in alignment with vital, energetic health. Stuff I do already, but man, again, up-leveled that game too. I also did it by using all of my tools, right? All of my tools in my toolbox. Meditation, prayer, rest. And then sometimes I didn't feel like meditating. I didn't feel like even praying. I felt like crying. I felt like being mad. I felt like being sad. Guess what? That's a tool too. Being real with what you're experiencing. Being real with letting go of the kicking myself, because in my mind I was like, yeah, I'll get the booster after, it might make me feel bad a couple of days, so I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait because I don't want to feel bad for a couple of days, potentially. Did I mention my sister-in-law had the booster and she got a headache? I didn't know I'm exposed to the same thing I was. But anyway, it's okay. It's okay. I let that go too, right? But all of it, I'm not going to sit here and tell you the whole thing was roses and enlightenment. It was yucky. It was gross. I didn't like it. It was uncomfortable. It was scary. Then my oxygen started to drop and I thought, no, I do not want to end up in the hospital. Right? It was scary. So don't think that I'm sitting here telling you about the gratitude and the laughter and the support and all this and not acknowledging this other stuff. But guess what? That's part of your toolbox too. Being authentic, being genuine, embracing yourself on every level. Just this past week, I've had some really challenging things emotionally. People I really love and care about going through some really hard things. And sometimes, you call your prayer partner and you just start off by crying. That's your toolbox too. Don't try to be so spiritual and so enlightened that you never have a feeling. That's how our beautiful teaching of New Thought gets a bad rap. It's a beautiful teaching, but it requires experiencing it all. Not being in denial of an experience, just being, we use denials, but we use denials in a way that's denying any experience has power over us greater than the divine moving through us. So using my tools, I surrounded myself with fun facts as well, and I was spouting out fun facts. One day I was like, hey honey, did you know that the person that lived to be the oldest that I'm aware of anyway, she was 122. I think I'll be like Jean Calment. She lived to be 122. My favorite part of that story was that, I'm not a smoker, but still I think this is hysterical, that she decided at 113 to stop smoking, which she had done every day of her life as an adult, because she was tired of asking people to help her light her cigarette. So that cracked me up. I was constantly finding fun facts and saying, yes, that for, not the cigarettes, but that for me too. 122, Jean, thanks. I accept. And then watching my funny shows and reprogramming and programming my subconscious and surrendering into the experience. I surrender to my greatest, highest good. We hear that and we think, oh yeah, bring on my good, bring on my good. But surrender is not always fun. It's not always surrendering in a fun way, but it is knowing that this too is for me somehow. This too is for me somehow. Our practice is important. Doing our spiritual practices are important. And when you're sick, when you're tired, when you're hurt, when you're sad, when you're scared, that is no time to put them on hiatus, okay? That's a time to up-level your game. Our practice is important. When you feel good in your practice, people feel good in your presence. Hear me on that. When you feel good in your practice, others feel good in your presence. And feeling good in your practice doesn't mean, oh, you checked the box on meditating today. No, it means you experienced a heartfelt connection with Source, with love. You sat in it. You marinated in it. You uplifted your soul. Because I can tell you, as John Steinbeck said, a sad soul can kill you much quicker than a germ. So in closing, I'd like to share with you a little from Pema's book, Welcome the Unwelcome. The overall point here is that the way not to lose heart is to realize how everything we do matters. It can go either way. If we go towards defensiveness, closing down, and unconsciousness, we add those elements to a planet that already suffers enough from such tendencies. On the other hand, if we allow ourselves to feel our vulnerability, if we sit up tall when we want to collapse and refrain from striking out when we're provoked, we are having a positive effect on the larger world. Maintaining our own confidence and well-being benefits our family and our workplace and everyone we communicate with. Happiness is contagious. When more of us learn to trust our basic goodness, society will get stronger. This doesn't mean there won't be hard times. It doesn't mean violence, injustice, and poverty will end. Doesn't mean you won't get COVID. Doesn't mean that the polar ice caps won't melt and the water in the oceans won't rise. But it does mean that there will be a lot of resilient people who will never give up on humanity and will always be around to help others. It does mean that when things get rough, it will bring out the best in people rather than the worst. If we learn how to not lose heart, we will always find ways to make important contributions to the world. So I encourage you to live, constantly seeking to live from that awakened heart. And we do that by welcoming it all and just being present with life, loving yourself, loving others, and trusting that love that's moving through us. Thank you. Namaste.
Hi, this is Bob Simon. This is called No Mud, No Lotus. No mud, no lotus, and haven't you noticed the patterns of the pain in your past? The things that broke you, they also awoke you to the questions you needed to ask. The sleepless nights and the dizzying heights and the dreams, some of which came true. Tough breaks, heartaches, perfect mistakes created this version of you. And everything you go through grows you. And everything you go through grows you, exposes who you are. If it hurt, it made you softer. If it was hard, it fueled the hunger. If it touched you, your heart took hold. If it was simple, it made you wise. If it was sweet, it made you smile. We've an indelible impression on your soul. Your feet, they walked, and your lips, they talked, and your hands dug around for the proof. Every look, every book, picture in your mind that you took created this version of you. And everything you go through grows you. And everything you go through grows you. Exposed as the roots of an endless summer, part-time temporary lovers, and the swoon of the deep blue sky. And as the time flew, you planted and gathered your truth as it passed before your eyes. And the wound is where the light gets in, revealing the masterpiece just beneath the skin. And in the glow of your own light, your petals open wide, and you bloom right where you are. And everything you go through grows you. And everything you go through grows you. All right. Thank you.
Kids, we see you, we hear you, we appreciate you, and we love you just the way that you are. Divine love, moving through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the good in my life. I just want to say thank you for your continued support of Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening. The bills did not stop just because I was not here. And so I'm so grateful that your contributions didn't either. Thank you for continuing to support the work that we're doing to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence, to create a world that works for everyone. We have multiple ways that you can give to this center to support this work in the world, and those show up on the screen at some point during the service. So thank you for doing that. And I just want to say, you are loved, you are appreciated, and what I know for you when you're giving a financial gift is that it always returns. It returns multiplied, overflowing when you give from that open heart. So give in love and gratitude to wherever you give, and if it's right here at Carolina Center for Spiritual Awakening, we love you and appreciate you and thank you for it. We love you no matter what, but we sure do appreciate it. So know with me right here and right now that the beloved energy of divine love and divine intelligence is also the energy of abundance, and that as we give, we receive, and we can never outgive God. So I know for each and every person giving a financial gift this morning or any time, that financial gift returns to the sender, overflowing. Because that is the nature of the universe, to consistently and continually give out of itself. And so as I give back to the source of my spiritual food. I give back to the one source by giving to the many avenues that feed my soul. And so I say thank you, God, for this center, for being one of those avenues. I say thank you, God, for each and every member of this beloved community and all the work that goes on behind the scenes to keep us together and uplifted and strong. I'm so grateful for where we've been and where we're going. Thank you, God, for the good of my life. I am so blessed. And so it is. See you next week. We let the love wash over us. We let it be. We let the joy, we let the joy wash over us. We let it be. We let the peace, we let the peace wash over us. We let it be. So in this moment, I speak this word saying, thank you, God, thank you, God. Thank you for this community, for this opportunity to come together and remember that everything is flowing to me and through me for my highest, greatest good, and that this work is a mighty work, and I will not come down. I will stay the course. I will stay open and stay tuned in to that inspired action. I'll allow myself to place my faith in the direction of the good that I'm here to bring. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. We let the love I love you, I bless you, and I thank you. Namaste.
I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am stronger every moment, every day. My mind is willing and my heart is open wide. I trust my instincts and let spirit be my guide. I vow to live a life that's real and pure and free, as I continue walking in this mystery. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am grateful every moment, every day. There may be walls, there may be roadblocks in my way, but I can choose to take a higher path each day. And now I know that what I thought was safe and sound was only habit and regret that held me down. I will surrender to my greatest, highest good. I will release any fear that blocks my way. For every step I take is taken in pure faith, and I am kinder every moment, every day, and I'm more loving every moment, every day. I will surrender every moment.